Okay, so in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Minor Planet Center website to determine if an object you have found already exists in their database. So I'm going to bring up the Tycho program, and if you recall from the tutorial, we have an R3 directory that is comprised of images that have been aligned, normalized, and plate solved. So I'm going to go ahead and bring those into the program. And if you also recall from the tutorial, I had to exclude every other image in order to detect slow-moving objects. And so to do that, I'm going to click the exclude button with a value of 2. And so this increases the delta time from one exposure to the next to about 4.3 minutes. Again, that's necessary for those objects that move very slowly in order for the tracker to detect movement from one exposure to the next. Okay, so because I saved the track information, all of the tracks, I can simply load them up. I do not have to rerun the tracker, so that saves me about 5 minutes. So I can go ahead and load up that file, and it's going to present me with the track navigator. And so what I will do here is bring up the MPC orbital database and go ahead and look for objects that are some distance away from any known asteroid. So in other words, this one here is 5.5 arc minutes away from the closest known asteroid. So first thing to do is verify that it is in fact an asteroid in the first place. In other words, we want to make sure it's not a false detection. So it looks pretty good on the median combine. It also looks very good on the average combine. And when we go from one position to the next, it certainly looks like an object that has that looks like an asteroid. So you can see that here. So I would definitely call this an asteroid. So the question is this something that already exists and is known about? So again, the track positions window shows coordinates that are rough estimates. So again, they're not something you would want to submit as official observations. If you wanted to create official observations, then you'd use this tool here, the create observation button. But what we're trying to do right now is we're just trying to determine whether or not this is already a known asteroid. So we can click on this button, provide observatory code, and we can do a Control-C to copy these positions and go to the Minor Planet Center website. And it has a Minor Planet checker tool. And if we input these observations into this box here, and we've chosen this option to produce a list of minor planets around these observations, then we can produce a list. And so after a moment, it will return and it says, okay, turns out nothing was found in this within a 5 arc minute region of those observations. So maybe this is a new object. So okay, interesting. Now what about here's one. It says it's a 2018 RB, okay, but it looks to be 2 arc minutes away. So is that something of interest? So let's go ahead and copy over the positions of that object. So we can do the same thing. And as you can see, we get actually some results this time. So we do actually get back the 2018 RB, and it's actually very close to the observations 0.1 and 0.0. So I would say it is in fact 2018 RB. I would say it actually is that object. Okay, so that's good to know. We also have this one here. It is a 7.5 roughly arc minutes away. So let's take a look at that object and see if it actually matches up with any known asteroid. And it actually does. So it matches up with a 2018 RX-19. It's very, very close to that, the 0.0 and 0.0. So that would tell us that it is very, very likely to be this 2018 RX-19. So what that means is, again, the MPC orbital database file I'm using is not exactly up to date. So it didn't have this. This is a fairly recent object. So and the tracker found it, and we were able to input these positions into the Minor Planet website and determine that indeed it is in fact already a known object. So that's about all I have for this video, and so see you next time. Thanks.